You are about to discover the most dangerous secret the wealthy never want you to know. A method so powerful that governments have suppressed it for centuries. A technique that transforms your very relationship with reality itself. Listen carefully, because what you learn in the next few minutes will either change everything, or you will remain exactly where you are forever. The lottery is not a game of chance. It never was. While millions of desperate souls throw their money away hoping for luck to smile upon them, the truly awakened understand something far more profound. They understand that winning begins long before you purchase the ticket. It begins in the invisible realm where all creation takes place, the realm of your imagination. You have been programmed to believe in scarcity, programmed to accept limitation as truth. But what if I told you that the very words you speak, the images you hold in your mind, are the invisible forces that shape your external world? What if the secret to abundance was never hidden from you, but placed right under your nose, disguised as something you do every single day without thinking? Before we continue this journey into the depths of mental mastery, I need you to do something. Subscribe to this channel and hit that like button. Why? Because the algorithm will only show this transformative knowledge to those who prove they are ready to receive it. The universe tests your commitment before it reveals its secrets. Show your dedication now. Every word you speak is a command to the universe. Every thought you think is a blueprint for your future reality. The ancient masters knew this truth. They understood that man is not a victim of circumstances, but the creator of them. You are not at the mercy of random chance. You are the architect of your own destiny, and your imagination is the tool through which you build. Picture this scene. A man sits in his modest apartment, surrounded by bills and limitations, but in his mind, he is already wealthy. He does not hope for wealth. He does not wish for wealth. He assumes wealth. He lives from the state of having, not wanting. Every morning he wakes up and thanks the universe for his abundance. Every night he falls asleep feeling the satisfaction of his financial freedom. He speaks as if it has already happened, because in the only realm that truly matters, it has. This is not positive thinking. This is not wishful fantasy. This is the conscious application of universal law, the law that governs all manifestation, the law that creates worlds. Your imagination is not separate from reality. It is the very foundation of reality. When you truly understand this, you will never approach the lottery or anything else from a place of lack again. You will approach it from a position of absolute power, the power that comes from knowing who you really are and what you are truly capable of. But first, you must unlearn everything you have been taught about how the world works. You must release the poisonous belief that you are separate from your desires. You must stop begging the universe for scraps and start commanding it like the divine being you were born to be. The moment you bought into the lie of separation, you began living as a beggar instead of a king. You began hoping instead of knowing. You began reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. But today, that ends. Today you remember your true nature. Today you reclaim your birthright. Imagine for a moment that you are standing before a mirror, but this is no ordinary mirror. This mirror reflects not your physical appearance, but the state of your inner being. What do you see? Do you see someone who is worthy of abundance, or someone who is resigned to struggle? Do you see someone who expects miracles, or someone who has given up on them? The world you experience is nothing more than a reflection of this inner state. Change the inner, and the outer must follow. This is not metaphor. This is literal truth. Your external circumstances are the faithful shadow of your internal assumptions. Most people have it completely backwards. They believe they must first see the change in their external world before they can feel wealthy, successful, or abundant. But this is the thinking of slaves, not masters. Masters understand that feeling must precede manifestation. Being must come before having. When you approach the lottery from the consciousness of already being a winner, something extraordinary happens. You are no longer trying to get something from the outside world. You are expressing something from the inside world. You are not desperate. You are not needy. You are simply allowing your inner abundance to take physical form. This shift in consciousness changes everything. The numbers you choose are not random guesses, but inspired selections. The timing of your purchase is not accidental, but divinely orchestrated. The very act of playing becomes a celebration of your inevitable victory, rather than a hope for escape from poverty. But here is where most people fail. They attempt to apply this knowledge while still secretly doubting its power. They speak the words of faith while harboring thoughts of fear. They visualize abundance while feeling the sting of lack. This divided mind creates a divided result. Nothing, or worse, confirmation of their hidden beliefs of unworthiness. You must become unshakable. In your conviction, you must reach the state where your belief in your success is more real to you than any current circumstance, where your inner knowing drowns out the voice of doubt, where your faith becomes so solid that it requires no external proof to sustain it. This is the consciousness from which miracles emerge. This is the state of being that attracts the seemingly impossible, not because you are lucky, but because you have aligned yourself with the fundamental laws that govern all creation. The wealthy understand this principle instinctively. They do not hope to make more money. They assume they will make more money. They do not wish for opportunities. They expect opportunities. They live from the end result, not from the struggle to achieve it. This is why the rich get richer while the poor remain poor. It has nothing to do with unfairness and everything to do with consciousness. Every lottery winner, whether they realize it or not, experience the shift before their victory. In the moments before purchasing the winning ticket, they felt something different, a knowing, a certainty, a feeling of inevitability that transcended hope and entered the realm of faith. You can cultivate this same feeling deliberately. You can train your mind to assume success before you see it. You can condition your consciousness to expect miracles as naturally as you expect the sun to rise. This is not self-deception. This is self-mastery. Start with your words. Every sentence you speak is either a prayer for what you want or a prayer for what you fear. There is no neutral ground. When you say I cannot afford this, you are commanding lack to manifest. When you say money comes to me easily, you are commanding abundance to appear. Your words are not describing your reality. Your words are creating your reality. Replace every statement of limitation with a declaration of power. Instead of I hope I win, say I always win. Instead of I need money, say money flows to me constantly. Instead of I might get lucky, say I am blessed beyond measure. Feel the difference in your body as you speak these words. Feel the shift in your energy. This is the feeling of power returning to its rightful place. But words alone are not enough. You must also master the art of mental imagery. Your imagination is the workshop where your future is constructed. Every scene you repeatedly visualize with feeling becomes impressed upon the creative force of the universe. It has no choice but to manifest in physical form. See yourself already living the life your lottery winnings would provide. Do not visualize the moment of winning that keeps it in the future. Visualize yourself already having one. Feel the relief, the joy, the freedom that comes with financial abundance. Make these feelings so real that they become more familiar to you than your current circumstances. The universe does not respond to your words or even your thoughts. It responds to the feeling behind them. It responds to the state of consciousness from which they emerge. When your feeling aligns with your desire, when your being matches your wanting, manifestation becomes inevitable. This is why most lottery players fail. They play from desperation, not inspiration. They play from fear, not faith. They play hoping to escape their current reality instead of celebrating their destined victory. The universe gives them exactly what they are truly feeling, which is more of what they are trying to escape. But you are different. You understand the game within the game. You know that the real lottery is not played with numbers on a ticket. It is played with assumptions in your mind. Win this inner game first, and the outer game becomes nothing more than the physical confirmation of what you have already achieved in consciousness. The masters of antiquity knew what modern man has forgotten. They understood that time is not linear, but circular, that the future exists now in the realm of imagination, waiting to be called forth into physical manifestation. They lived from the end, not from the beginning. They inhabited their desires before they possessed them. This is the secret that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary, the wealthy from the poor, the powerful from the powerless. While others wait for permission from circumstances, the awakened grant themselves permission from consciousness. You must stop living as if you are separate from your desires. You must stop acting as if abundance is something outside of you that you must acquire. Abundance is not a destination you travel to. It is a frequency you tune into. It is not something you get. It is something you are. Consider the oak tree. Does it struggle to become mighty? Does it doubt its ability to grow tall and strong? No. It simply assumes its nature and expresses it fully. The acorn contains the entire oak within its essence. You contain your entire destiny within your consciousness. Stop trying to become what you already are. Start expressing what you have always been. Your current financial situation is not your identity. It is merely the shadow of your past thinking. The moment you change your inner dialogue, you begin casting a new shadow. The moment you assume a new state of being, you set new forces in motion. The universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your new assumption. But you must be patient with the process. Seeds planted in consciousness take time to break through the soil of physical reality. The farmer does not doubt the harvest simply because he cannot see the roots growing beneath the ground. He waters his faith, not his fear. He tends to his vision, not his current circumstances. Every day between planting and harvest is a test of your conviction. Will you maintain your assumption of wealth when the bills arrive? Will you hold fast to your vision of abundance when others mock your dreams? Will you continue to feel successful when the evidence suggests otherwise? This is where most people abandon their dreams, not because the method fails, but because their faith fails. They begin with enthusiasm but surrender to doubt. They start with belief but succumb to appearances. They mistake the delay for denial and abort their own miracles. You must become like the mountain, unmovable, unshakable, eternal in your conviction. Let the storms of circumstance rage around you while you remain rooted in the bedrock of your faith. Let others be swayed by appearances while you are guided by your inner knowing. The lottery is simply one doorway through which your abundance can enter, but it is not the only doorway. When you live from the consciousness of wealth, opportunities multiply around you like flowers in spring. Business deals present themselves. Investments flourish. Unexpected income streams emerge. The universe has infinite ways to deliver what you have claimed in consciousness. Do not limit the infinite by insisting it manifests through one particular channel. Expect your good to come from every direction. Anticipate miracles in forms you have never imagined. The mind of man plans the specific, but the universe orchestrates the general. Your job is to assume the end result and trust the process. Picture yourself 6 months from today. Where are you living? What are you wearing? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? What does financial freedom taste like? What does security smell like? Make this future self so real that you can have conversations with them, so vivid that you prefer their company to your current circumstances. This is not daydreaming. This is conscious creation. Every moment you spend in this elevated state, you are literally reshaping the quantum field that surrounds you. You are broadcasting a new signal to the universe. You are becoming a magnet for experiences that match your inner reality. The ancients called this state of consciousness many names: the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the state of the answered prayer, the consciousness of completion. Modern science calls it the observer effect, the phenomenon where consciousness shapes reality through the very act of observation. Different names, same truth. Your awareness is the creative force of the universe, but awareness without feeling is powerless. Feeling without persistence is temporary. You must learn to sustain the feeling of your wish fulfilled until it becomes more natural to you than your current circumstances, until it requires no effort to maintain, until it becomes your new normal. This is the great work, the magnum opus of consciousness. The transformation of lead into gold happens not in some external laboratory, but in the alchemical chamber of your own mind. You are both the scientist and the experiment, the artist and the canvas, the creator and the creation. Most people live their entire lives reacting to what is instead of responding from what could be. They let their circumstances dictate their consciousness. Instead of letting their consciousness dictate their circumstances, they remain prisoners of the past instead of architects of the future. You were not born to be ordinary. You were not created to struggle. You were not designed to lack. These are learned limitations, not natural states. Strip away the conditioning of society and you will find a being of infinite potential. Remove the programming of scarcity and you will discover an intelligence capable of commanding reality itself. The lottery ticket you hold in your hand is not just a piece of paper with numbers. It is a physical symbol of your inner transformation. It represents your decision to stop accepting limitation as truth. It declares your intention to claim your birthright of abundance. It announces to the universe that you are ready to receive what you have already accepted in consciousness. Every millionaire was once someone who decided to think like a millionaire before they had a million. Every success story began with someone who chose to feel successful before they achieved success. Every lottery winner experienced the consciousness of winning before they held the winning ticket. Asterisk, this is the pattern. This is the formula. This is the immutable law that governs all manifestation. Consciousness first, circumstance second. Being first, having second. Feeling first, form second. Master this sequence and you master life itself. When you purchase your lottery ticket, do not hope to win. No, you have already won. Do not wish for abundance. Assume abundance. Do not beg the universe for favor. Command it with the authority of one who knows their true nature. The universe is not your master. You are not its victim. You are its collaborator in the grand dance of creation. Walk into that store not as someone trying to get lucky, but as someone collecting what already belongs to them. Speak to the clerk not as a desperate gambler, but as a certain victor. Choose your numbers not with anxiety, but with the calm confidence of one who cannot lose because they have already won in the only realm that truly matters. This inner work is not optional. It is essential. Without it, you remain at the mercy of chance. With it, you become the master of fate. Without it, you are a leaf blown by the wind. With it, you are the wind itself. Now comes the moment of truth, the moment where knowledge transforms into power, where understanding becomes realization, where the student becomes the master. Everything you have learned means nothing unless you apply it with the intensity of one whose life depends upon it. The world is filled with people who know the truth, but lack the courage to live it. They understand the principles, but fear the practice. They see the path, but refuse to walk it. You must not be one of them. You must not let this knowledge become another interesting concept that changes nothing in your life. From this moment forward, you will speak differently. Every word that leaves your mouth will either build the reality you desire or tear it down. There is no middle ground. There is no neutral territory. You are either creating consciously or unconsciously, but you are always creating. Listen to yourself tomorrow. Listen to the voice in your head as you go about your daily routine. Is it the voice of a victor or a victim? Is it the sound of someone who expects miracles or someone who has given up hope? Is it the tone of authority or the whimper of defeat? That voice is your creative instrument. Tune it to the frequency of success, and success must manifest. Tune it to the frequency of lack, and lack will multiply. This is not belief. This is physics. This is the fundamental law that governs all existence. Your lottery ticket is waiting for you. But before you purchase it, you must purchase something far more valuable. You must buy into the truth of your own power. You must invest completely in the reality of your divine nature. You must stake everything on the certainty of your inevitable victory. Doubt is the only enemy you face. Fear is the only obstacle in your path. Not external circumstances, not bad luck, not unfavorable odds. The universe is completely neutral. It gives you exactly what you believe you deserve. Nothing more, nothing less. Stand before the mirror tonight and look into your own eyes. See past the physical form and recognize the infinite being staring back at you. This is the consciousness that spoke worlds into existence. This is the awareness that commands the elements. This is the force that transforms water into wine and dreams into reality. You have been playing small for far too long. You have been accepting crumbs when you were born to feast at the banquet of abundance. You have been whispering when you should be commanding. You have been hoping when you should be knowing. The time for timidity is over. The season of scarcity is ending. The age of your awakening has begun. Step into your power not like someone who is trying it on for size, but like someone who is reclaiming what was always yours. When you walk into that store tomorrow, carry yourself like the millionaire you already are in consciousness. When you select your numbers, choose them with the calm certainty of one who has already seen the outcome. When you hand over your money, do it not as an expense, but as an investment in the inevitable. But remember this above all else: the real prize is not the money itself. The real prize is the person you become in the process of claiming it. The real victory is not in the numbers that are drawn, but in the consciousness you have developed. Win or lose on the surface, if you have mastered your mind, you have won everything. Money is just energy, numbers on a screen, symbols of exchange. But consciousness is life itself. Master your consciousness and you master every area of your existence. Health, relationships, career, purpose, all of it flows from the same source. All of it responds to the same laws. This is why the truly wealthy never worry about losing their money. They know they can create it again because they understand where it really comes from. Not from the external world, but from the internal world. Not from circumstances, but from consciousness. Not from luck, but from law. You are about to embark on the greatest experiment of your life. The experiment of living from assumption rather than from appearance. The experiment of creating your reality instead of reacting to it. The experiment of commanding your circumstances instead of being commanded by them. Some will call you delusional. Let them. Some will say you are living in fantasy. Let them. Some will mock your certainty in the face of contrary evidence. Let them. They are asleep in the dream of limitation while you are awakening to the reality of infinite poesy. Bility. The greatest minds throughout history were ridiculed before they were revered. The most profound truths were rejected before they were accepted. The most powerful individuals were doubted before they demonstrated their power. You are in good company when you stand alone in your conviction. Tonight, before you sleep, spend 30 minutes in the silence of your own mind. See yourself as the person you will become when your financial situation matches your inner abundance. Feel the emotions of that person. Think the thoughts of that person. Breathe with the rhythm of that person. Make this meditation so real that when you open your eyes, you are surprised to find yourself still in your current circumstances. Make it so vivid that your present reality feels like the dream and your vision feels like the truth. This is the consciousness from which miracles are born. Tomorrow morning, wake up as that person. Brush your teeth as that person. Dress yourself as that person. Walk through the world as that person. Speak to others as that person. Purchase your ticket as that person. Live every moment as that person until that person becomes who you actually are. This is not role-playing. This is reality creation. This is not pretending. This is becoming. This is not acting as if. This is being as is, the moment you truly embody the consciousness of your desired reality. That reality has no choice but to manifest in physical form. The universe is waiting for your command. Reality is standing by for your assumption. Infinite possibilities are lined up behind your decision. The only question that remains is this: are you ready to claim your birthright? Or will you continue to accept the illusion of limitation? The choice is yours. The power is yours. The victory is yours. All that remains is for you to step into the truth of who you have always been and claim what has always been yours. The lottery is not a game of chance. It is a game of consciousness. And you have just learned how to win. Go now and demonstrate the truth you have discovered. Show the world what happens when someone remembers their divine nature and acts from that remembrance. Become living proof that consciousness is the only reality and everything else is just its shadow. Dancing on the wall, your transformation begins. Now, your victory starts today. Your new life is waiting for you to claim it. The only question is, will you?